Captain Jake Martinez was drinking his morning coffee when the alarm went off. The sound echoed through the cargo ship UE's Liberty like a bell in an empty church. Jake set down his cup and walked quickly to the bridge. His boots made soft sounds on the metal floor. "What do we have, Lisa?" Jake asked his communications officer. Lieutenant Lisa Chun looked up from her station. Her dark eyes were wide with surprise. "Captain, we're getting a transmission. It's encrypted and coming from outside the solar system." Jake frowned. The Liberty was just a cargo ship. They carried food, medicine, and basic supplies between Earth colonies. Nobody important ever called them. "Put it through." The main screen flickered to life. Jake expected to see another human face. Instead, he saw something that made him step backward. The being on the screen looked almost human, but not quite. She had pale blue skin and silver markings that traced lines from her temples down to her jaw. Her eyes were large and dark purple. Despite looking alien, she was beautiful in a way that made Jake forget to breathe. "Greetings, Captain Martinez," the alien said. Her voice was soft and musical. "I am Princess Zara of the Velanthi Empire. I have a request for you." Jake found his voice. "Princess? Ma'am, I think you might have the wrong ship. We're just a cargo hauler." Princess Zara smiled. "No, Captain. I specifically chose your vessel. I need passage to Kepler Station. I am willing to pay 50,000 credits for safe transport." The bridge went quiet. 50,000 credits was more money than the Alvi Liberty made in 6 months. Jake heard someone whistle softly behind him. "Princess, with respect, why would you want to travel on our ship? Surely your people have faster vessels." "They do," Princess Zara said, "but I require your ship specifically. I cannot explain my reasons over this channel. Will you accept my offer?" Jake looked around the bridge. His first officer, Amy Davis, was shaking her head slowly. She was a careful woman who never took unnecessary risks. His engineer, Tony Rodriguez, was frowning at the screen like he was trying to solve a puzzle. "Captain," Lisa said quietly, "I'm running checks on the Velanthi Empire. Sir, these people are incredibly advanced. Their ships can cross the galaxy in days. They have technology we can't even understand." Tony stepped forward. "If they're so advanced, why does she need us?" "This smells like trouble, Captain." Jake studied the alien princess on the screen. She looked tired, and there was something in her purple eyes that reminded him of desperation. He had seen that look before, usually on refugees fleeing war zones. "Princess, are you in some kind of danger?" "I cannot discuss details over this transmission," she replied. "But I assure you, I mean no harm to you or your crew. I simply need to reach Kepler Station within 10 days. Amy stepped closer to Jake. "Captain, we are already heading to Kepler Station. The route is safe, and the credits would help us upgrade our engines." Jake thought about it. The Liberty was an old ship. She needed repairs and better equipment. 50,000 credits would solve a lot of problems. But something felt wrong about the whole situation. "Princess, I need to ask, are we going to be in danger by helping you?" Princess Zara was quiet for a moment. "There may be some risk, but I believe your ship and crew are capable of handling any challenges we might face." "What kind of challenges?" "I cannot say more over this channel. Captain Martinez, I have studied the records of human vessels. Your species has a reputation for finding solutions when others cannot. That is why I chose you." Lisa was typing quickly at her station. "Captain, I'm not finding any warnings about the Velanthi Empire. In fact, they're listed as friendly to human colonies. They've never been in any conflicts with Earth." Jake made his decision. "All right, Princess. We'll take the job, but I want half the payment up front. Agreed. I will transfer 25,000 credits immediately. When can you pick me up? Where are you? I am on the mining station at asteroid belt marker 77 Alpha. I can be ready in 2 hours. Jake nodded. We'll be there. Princess, I hope you understand that if this turns out to be some kind of trap, my crew and I won't go down easy. Princess. Zara's expression became serious. Captain, I give you my word that I mean no harm to you or your people. In fact, I believe this journey will benefit both of us in ways you cannot imagine. The transmission ended. Jake turned to face his crew. Amy still looked worried. Tony was scratching his beard, which he always did when he was thinking hard. Lisa was staring at her console, where the credit transfer confirmation was flashing. Well? Jake said, looks like we're taking on a royal passenger. Amy, set course for the asteroid belt. Tony, I want you to check all our systems. If we're carrying alien royalty, I don't want anything breaking down. Captain, Amy said, what if this is a mistake? Jake looked out at the stars through the bridge windows. The Liberty wasn't much to look at. She was 50 years old and had been repaired so many times that half her parts came from other ships. But she was reliable, and her crew was good at their jobs. Maybe it is a mistake, Jake said, but sometimes you have to take risks to get ahead. Besides, I'm curious about why an alien princess would choose our old bucket over a ship that can fly across the galaxy. 2 hours later, the Liberty approached the mining station. It was a small place, just a collection of metal buildings connected to a large asteroid. Jake could see a small shuttle waiting near the docking bay. There, Lisa said, pointing to her screen. That shuttle is broadcasting Velanthi identification codes. Jake activated the ship's intercom. Attention, crew. We're about to take on our passenger. Everyone be respectful, but stay alert. We don't know what we're getting into. The docking went smoothly. Jake waited near the airlock with Amy and Tony. When the door opened, Princess Zara stepped through. She was taller than Jake had expected, almost 6 feet. She wore simple traveling clothes that looked expensive but practical. She carried only a small bag. Captain Martinez, she said, extending her hand. Thank you for accepting my request. Jake shook her hand. Her skin was warm, and her grip was firm. Welcome aboard the Liberty, Princess. Let me show you to your quarters. As they walked through the ship's narrow corridors, Princess Zara looked around with interest. She seemed surprised by how cramped everything was, but not disappointed. When they reached the guest cabin, she smiled. This will do perfectly, she said. Captain, when will we depart? As soon as you're ready. The journey to Kepler Station will take 8 days. Princess Zara nodded. Excellent. Captain, may I ask you something? Sure. Why did you agree to help me? You clearly suspected this might be dangerous. Jake thought about it. Honestly, you looked like someone who needed help. And 50,000 credits doesn't hurt either. Princess Zara smiled, and Jake noticed that her smile made her purple eyes seem to glow. I believe I chose the right ship, Captain Martinez. Princess Zara spent her first day aboard the Liberty, watching everything. She followed Tony Rodriguez around the engine room, asking questions about how the old machinery worked. She sat quietly in the corner of the bridge, observing how Lisa Chan managed communications and navigation. She even watched Amy Davis check the cargo, hold inventory. Jake noticed that the princess seemed fascinated by the simplest things. When Tony had to fix a broken air recycler using spare parts from 3 different systems, Princess Zara stared like she was watching magic happen. Princess, Jake said during dinner that evening, you seem very interested in how we do things. The crew was eating in the small mess hall. Princess Zara had joined them, though she barely touched her food. She kept looking around the table at each crew member. "Your methods are very different from what I am used to," Princess Zara said carefully. Tony laughed. "You mean old and broken down?" "No," Princess Zara said seriously. "I mean independent." Amy frowned. "What do you mean?" Princess Zara was quiet for a long moment. She seemed to be deciding whether to say something important. "Captain Martinez, may I speak freely?" "Of course." Princess Zara took a deep breath. "I need to tell you the real reason I chose your ship. It was not random, and it was not just because you were going to Kepler Station." Jake set down his fork. "I'm listening. My people, the Velanthi, have technology that your species cannot. Imagine, our ships are alive. They think, they feel, they make decisions. When a Velanthe boards one of our vessels, the ship connects to their mind. It shows them the best course to take, the right decisions to make, even what emotions to feel." Lisa looked confused. "That sounds amazing. Why would that be a problem?" Princess Zara's purple eyes became sad. "Because we have forgotten how to think for ourselves. The ships do everything for us. We have become passengers in our own lives." Tony stopped eating. "You mean your people don't actually fly their ships? We give the ships a destination, and they take us there. We do not navigate. We do not solve problems. We do not make difficult choices. The ships make all decisions for us. They tell us when to eat, when to sleep, even when to be happy or sad." Jake felt a chill run down his spine. "That's why you're traveling to Kepler Station. You're trying to get away from that." Princess Zara nodded. "I am going to meet with representatives from the Terran Alliance. I believe humanity has something my people have lost." "What's that?" Amy asked. "The ability to think and solve problems without help. The strength to make your own choices, even when they are difficult." The mess hall was quiet, except for the soft hum of the ship's engines. Jake looked around at his crew. They were good. People, but nothing special. Just humans doing their jobs the best they could. "Princess," Jake said slowly, "your people have ships that can cross the galaxy in days. They have technology that can solve any problem. Why would you want to give that up?" Princess Zara leaned forward. "Captain, today I watched Tony fix your air recycler. The part he needed did not exist, so he made one from pieces of other machines. Your ship told him the system was broken, but it did not tell him how to fix it. He had to figure it out himself." Tony shrugged. "That's just being an engineer." "No," Princess Zara said firmly. "That is being alive. That is using your mind to solve a problem that no one has solved before. My people cannot do that anymore. If our ships break, we wait for them to fix themselves. If we face a problem the ships have not seen before, we do not know what to do." Lisa was staring at the princess. "But you're here, making your own choices. You hired us. You left your home. That's independent thinking." Princess Zara smiled sadly. "I am different from most of my people. I disconnected from my ship's neural network years ago. It was very difficult and very painful. Most Velanthe cannot survive without the constant connection to their ships." "Why did you disconnect?" Amy asked. "Because I realized we were dying. Not our bodies, but our spirits. We were becoming nothing, more than biological components in our ships. I tried to convince other Velanthe to disconnect, but they called me dangerous. They said I was trying to destroy our civilization." Jake was beginning to understand. "So you're going to Kepler Station to ask humans for help?" "Yes, I want to propose an exchange program. Young Velanthe would serve aboard human ships to learn how to think independently. In return, humans would gain access to our medical technology and scientific knowledge." Tony whistled softly. "That's a big deal. What do your people think about this plan?" Princess Zara's expression became dark. "Many oppose it. They believe humans are primitive and dangerous. They think our current system is perfect and should not be changed. Are we in danger because we're helping you? Amy asked. There may be Velanthi ships that try to stop us before we reach Kepler Station. They want to bring me home before I can. Make this proposal. Jake felt anger rising in his chest. You mean they want to force you to go back? They believe they are protecting me. In their minds, I am sick because I disconnected from my ship. They think the neural connection will cure me. But you don't want to be cured, Lisa said. I want to stay myself. I want to keep the ability to make my own choices, even if they are wrong choices. I would rather make mistakes than have no thoughts. Of my own, the crew was quiet. Jake understood now why Princess Zara had seemed so interested in watching them work. She was seeing something her people had forgotten how to do. Princess, Jake said, why did you choose the Liberty specifically? There are other human ships. Princess Zara smiled. I studied the records of many human vessels. The Liberty has been in service for 50 years. Your crew has solved problems that would have destroyed newer ships. You have survived pirate attacks, equipment failures, and dangerous cargo runs. You do all of this with old equipment and simple technology. We do what we have to do, Tony said. Exactly. That is what my people need to remember. How to do what must be done, even when it is difficult or dangerous. Amy leaned back in her chair. So we're not just giving you a ride. We're giving you proof that humans can succeed without advanced technology. You are giving me hope, Princess Zara said. And you are giving my people a chance to remember what they used to be. Jake made a decision. Princess, we'll get you to Kepler Station. And if any of your people try to stop us, they'll find out just how stubborn humans can be. Princess Zara's eyes seemed to glow brighter. Thank you, Captain. But I must warn you, the Velanthi technology is very advanced. If they decide to stop us, it will be dangerous. Tony grinned. Princess, this old ship has been in worse situations. We've learned that sometimes the best technology is a good crew that knows how to work together. That is exactly what I hoped you would say, Princess Zara replied. Later that night, Jake found Princess Zara standing in the observation lounge, looking out at the stars. She seemed peaceful, but also sad. Having second thoughts? Jake asked. No, Princess Zara said. I am thinking about my people. They will be angry when they learn what I am trying to do. They will say, I am betraying everything we have built. Are you? Princess Zara considered the question. I am trying to save what we used to be. Before we had ships that thought for us, the Velanthi were explorers and inventors. We built wonders and solved impossible problems. Now we just exist, letting our machines live our lives for us. Jake nodded. Sometimes you have to risk everything to save what matters most. Princess Zara looked at him with surprise. That is very wise, Captain. My grandfather used to say that. He was a pilot during the colony wars. He said the most dangerous thing you can do is nothing at all. I would like to meet your grandfather. Jake smiled sadly. He died 5 years ago, but he would have liked you, Princess. He always said the best adventures start when someone asks for help. Princess Zara turned back to the stars. I hope this adventure has a good ending, Captain. It will, Jake said. Because we're going to make sure it does. 3 days into their journey, Lisa Chun's voice crackled over the ship's intercom. Captain to the bridge immediately. We have multiple contacts approaching fast. Jake was in the mess hall with Princess Zara, explaining how the food recycling system worked. The princess had been asking detailed questions about everything on the ship. She seemed amazed that humans could make fresh food from basic nutrients and recycled materials. What kind of contacts? Jake asked as he hurried toward the bridge. 5 ships, unknown class. They're not responding to our identification requests. Jake's stomach dropped. In deep space, ships that didn't answer hails usually meant trouble. He reached the bridge to find his crew already at their stations. Amy was checking the weapon systems, though Jake knew their small defensive guns would be useless against multiple attackers. "Put them on screen," Jake ordered. The main display showed 5 dark ships approaching in attack formation. They were sleek and angular, painted black with red markings. Jake recognized the design immediately. "Kragan pirates," Tony said grimly. "The worst kind." Princess Zara had followed Jake to the bridge. When she saw the ships, her purple eyes went wide. "Captain, those vessels are heavily armed. Your ship cannot fight them." "I know," Jake said. "Lisa, try hailing them." "No response, Captain." A new voice suddenly filled the bridge. It was deep and harsh, speaking with a thick accent. "Human cargo ship, this is Commander Vex of the Kragan fleet. Prepare to be boarded. Surrender now, and you will not be harmed." Jake activated the ship's communication system. "This is Captain Martinez of the UES Liberty. We're carrying medical supplies to Kepler Station. We're no threat to you." Commander Vex laughed. "We know what you carry, human. We have scanned your ship. You have someone very valuable aboard. Surrender the Velanthe Princess, and we will let your crew live." Jake felt his blood run cold. Someone had told the pirates about Princess Zara. He looked at her, but she seemed as surprised as everyone else. "I don't know what you're talking about," Jake replied. "Do not lie to me, human. We know the alien princess is on your ship. She is worth a fortune to certain parties. Give her to us now, or we will take her by force." Princess Zara stepped forward. "Captain, let me contact my people. They can send a rescue ship." "No," Jake said firmly. "We don't abandon passengers." "But Captain, these pirates have weapons that can destroy your ship easily. You cannot win a fight against them." Amy looked up from her weapons console. "Captain, our guns are charged, but they're right. We can't take on 5 ships." Tony was studying his engineering displays. "Captain, I might have an idea, but it's crazy and dangerous. Let's hear it." "The pirates don't know our cargo manifest. They think we're just carrying medical supplies, but we're also hauling mining charges for the Kepler Station asteroid operations." Jake's eyes lit up. "Explosives." "Exactly. If we can make them think our ship is about to explode, they might back off long enough for us to escape." Princess Zara looked confused. "But how would you make them believe your ship is exploding without actually exploding?" Lisa turned from her console. "We could fake an antimatter containment breach. If they think we're carrying unstable antimatter, they'll be too scared to get close." "But we don't have antimatter," Amy pointed out. Tony grinned. "We don't need real antimatter. We just need to make their sensors think we do. I can overload our magnetic containment system. It'll create energy readings that look like antimatter." Jake thought quickly. The plan was insane, but it might work. Pirates were greedy, but they weren't stupid. They wouldn't risk their own ships for one prisoner. "Do it," Jake ordered. "Lisa, prepare a distress signal. Make it sound like we're having a catastrophic containment failure." "Captain," Princess Zara said urgently, "what if they don't believe your deception?" "Then we try something else," Jake replied. "But humans don't give up easily." Commander Vex's voice filled the bridge again. "You have 30 seconds to surrender. Human. After that, we start shooting." "Tony, how long do you need?" Jake asked. 2 minutes to set up the fake antimatter signature." "We don't have 2 minutes." "Then give me what you can." Jake activated the communication system. "Commander Vex, we're having technical difficulties. Our cargo hold is showing dangerous readings. Give us a moment to secure our systems." "You have 1 minute, human." Tony was working frantically at his console. Sparks flew from several panels as he overloaded the magnetic containment system. Lisa, I need you to route power from the auxiliary. Systems. Already on it, Lisa replied, her fingers flying over her controls. Princess Zara watched in amazement as the human crew worked together. Each person knew exactly what to do without being told. They moved like parts of the same machine, but unlike her people's ships, they were making their own decisions. 30 seconds, Amy announced. Almost there, Tony muttered. Come on, you old bucket of bolts. Suddenly, alarms started blaring throughout the ship. The lights flickered, and Jake could feel vibrations in the deck plates. Containment breach in cargo hold 7, Lisa announced loudly, making sure her voice carried over the ship's communication system. Antimatter containment is failing. All crew to emergency stations. Jake opened a channel to the pirates. Commander. Vex, we have an emergency. Our antimatter shipment is becoming unstable. You need to move your ships to a safe distance immediately. There was silence for a moment. Then Commander Vex spoke, and his voice sounded worried. Human, you did not tell us you were carrying antimatter. It's medical isotopes, Jake lied. Smoothly. But if the containment fails, the explosion will destroy everything within 50 kilometers. Princess Zara stared at Jake in amazement. He was lying perfectly, his voice calm and convincing, even though she could see sweat on his forehead. How long until containment failure? Commander Vex demanded. Tony looked at Jake and held up 3 fingers. 3 minutes, Jake said. Maybe. Less. We're trying to stabilize it, but we might have to abandon ship. This is not over, human, Commander Vex snarled. We will find you again. The pirate ships began moving away from the Liberty, but Jake knew they wouldn't go far. As soon as they realized it was a trick, they would be back. Tony, what's our real situation? Jake asked quietly. The fake antimatter signature is holding, but not for long. Maybe 10 minutes before they figure out it's not real. Can we jump to hyperspace? Not yet. The overloaded systems need 15 minutes to cool down. Amy was monitoring the pirate ships. They're maintaining distance, but they're not leaving the area. Jake made a quick decision. We need a bigger distraction. Tony, how many mining charges are we carrying? 12 heavy charges, rated for asteroid demolition. Can you use them to create a debris field? Tony's eyes widened as he understood Jake's plan. You want to fake our own destruction? Exactly. If they think we're dead, they'll leave to find other targets. Princess Zara stepped forward. Captain, this plan sounds very dangerous. Most good plans are dangerous, Jake replied. Tony, can you do it? I'll need to eject the charges in a specific pattern, then detonate them at precisely the right moment. We'll have to fly through the explosion. Will the ship survive? Tony grinned. The Liberties survived worse things, but it's going to be a rough ride. Do it. For the next few minutes, the crew worked with desperate efficiency. Tony programmed the mining charges while Lisa prepared fake debris readings. Amy calculated the exact flight path they would need to take through the explosion. Princess Zara could only watch as these humans prepared to fly their ship through a controlled explosion. Charges ready, Tony announced. Debris field simulation prepared, Lisa added. Flight path calculated, Amy reported. Jake took a deep breath. Everyone hang on. This is going to hurt. He activated the ship's intercom. Emergency, emergency. Antimatter containment has failed. All hands brace for explosion. Ejecting charges now, Tony said. On the main screen, Princess Zara could see small objects flying away from the Liberty. The pirate ships were far enough away that they couldn't see the details, but their sensors would detect the ejected charges. Detonation in 3, 2, 1. The explosion lit up space like a new star. The Liberty shook violently as the shockwave hit them. Princess Zara was thrown against the wall, but she saw that the human crew remained at their stations, fighting to control their ship. "Debris field is spreading," Lisa reported. "It looks like ship wreckage on sensors." Jake used the explosion's energy signature to mask the Liberty's real position. They flew through the edge of the debris field, using the scattered metal too. "Hide their escape." "The pirates are scanning the wreckage," Amy said. "They think we're dead." "Hyperspace engines are back online," Tony announced. "Jump us out of here," Jake ordered. The stars stretched into lines as the Liberty entered hyperspace. They had escaped, but Princess Zara felt like something important had just happened. She had watched humans face impossible odds and win through. Cleverness and teamwork. "Captain," she said quietly, "how did you know that plan would work?" Jake smiled. "I didn't. But sometimes you have to try the impossible and hope for the best." Princess Zara nodded slowly. This was exactly what her people had forgotten how to do. 2 days before reaching Kepler Station, Lisa Chan detected a massive energy signature dropping out of hyperspace directly in their path. The readings were unlike anything in her database. "Captain, you need to see this," Lisa called from her. Jake hurried to the bridge, with Princess Zara close behind him. The main screen showed a ship that made Jake's breath catch in his throat. It was enormous, at least 5 times the size of the Liberty, and it seemed to be alive. The hull pulsed with soft light, and organic curves flowed along its surface, like veins. "That's a Volanthe warship," Princess Zara said quietly. Her voice was filled with sadness and fear. "Is it here for you?" Jake asked Doc before Princess Zara could answer. The ship sent a communication request. When Jake accepted it, the screen filled with the image of a tall Volanthe male. He had the same pale blue skin and silver markings as Princess Zara, but his face was harder, more angular. "Princess Zara," the male said formally, "I am Commander Thane of the Nexus Prime. By order of the Volanthe High Council, you are commanded to return home immediately." Princess Zara stepped forward. "Hello, cousin. I cannot return home yet. I have important business at Kepler Station." Commander Thane's expression became stern. "Your business is with the Volanthe Empire, not with primitive aliens. You will transfer to my ship within the hour." "I will not," Princess Zara said firmly. Jake had never heard the princess speak so strongly before. Her voice carried an authority that made him remember she was royalty. Commander Thane's eyes narrowed. "Princess, you are not thinking clearly. Your disconnection from the neural network has damaged your judgment. Return to us, and we will help you heal." "I am not damaged," Princess Zara replied. "I am finally thinking for myself. You cannot survive alone. No Volanthe can function without the guidance of their ship." Princess Zara gestured toward Jake and his crew. "These humans function perfectly well without neural networks. They make their own decisions, solve their own problems, and take care of themselves." Commander Thane looked at Jake with disgust. "Humans are barely evolved animals. They stumble through space with primitive technology, causing chaos wherever they go. You cannot seriously compare them to our civilization." Jake felt anger rising in his chest, but he kept his voice calm. "Commander, your cousin asked for passage to Kepler Station. We're just providing transportation. You are corrupting her with your barbaric ways," Commander Thane snarled. "She was a respected member of our society before she disconnected from her ship. Now she speaks of independence and free, well, like a savage." Princess Zara's purple eyes flashed with anger. "These humans saved us from pirates using nothing but courage and intelligence. They work together without being told what to do by their machines. They are not savages, cousin. They are what we used to be." "Impossible. The Volanthe have always been guided by our ships." "No," Princess Zara said firmly. I have studied our history. Before we developed neural networks, our people were explorers and inventors. We built cities that touched the stars and solved problems that seemed impossible. We did all of this with our own minds, not with machines that thought for us. Commander Thane was quiet for a moment. Jake could see doubt in his eyes, but it was quickly replaced by determination. Enough. Princess, you will return to the Nexus. Prime immediately. If the human ship does not surrender you within 1 hour, I will destroy it. The communication ended. Jake turned to Princess Zara, who looked pale and frightened. Princess, maybe you should go with him, Amy said softly. We can't fight a ship like that. No, Princess Zara said. If I return now, they will force me to reconnect to the neural network. I will lose everything I have learned about independence and free will. Tony looked up from his engineering console. What exactly happens when you reconnect to this neural network? Princess Zara's voice became very quiet. The ship will fill my mind with its thoughts. It will tell me what to feel, what to believe, what to do. After a few days, I will forget that I ever wanted to think for myself. I will become like all other Velanthi, a passenger in my own life. Jake made his decision. Then you're not going back. Captain, Amy said urgently, that ship can destroy us easily. We have no chance in a fight. We're not going to fight, Jake replied. We're going to do something they won't expect. Princess Zara looked at him with surprise. What do you mean? Jake activated the ship's communication system. Commander Thane, this is Captain Martinez. I request permission to speak directly to your crew. Denied. You will surrender the princess now. Commander, I'm not surrendering anyone. But I want your people to hear something important. Princess Zara suddenly understood what Jake was doing. She moved to the communication console and began working with the controls. Jake was amazed to see her fingers moving skillfully over the human interface. Princess, what are you doing? Amy asked. I am taking manual control of your communication system, Princess Zara explained. On Velanthi ships, everything is controlled by the neural network, but I have learned to operate human equipment by myself. She turned to Jake. Captain, I want to broadcast directly to the Nexus Prime, not just to Commander Thane, but to his entire crew. Can you do that? Yes, but I need your permission. This will put your ship at great risk. Jake looked around at his crew. Tony nodded slowly. Lisa gave him a thumbs up. Amy looked worried, but she didn't object. Do it, Jake said. Princess Zara's hands moved over the controls, and suddenly the bridge was filled with the sound of multiple Velanthi voices. She had opened a channel to the entire crew of the warship. My fellow Velanthi, Princess Zara began. I am speaking to you not as your princess, but as someone who has discovered something wonderful. I have learned to think for myself. Zara, stop this immediately, Commander Thane's voice interrupted. No, cousin. For the first time in my life, I am making my own choices. Watch and learn. Princess Zara turned to Tony. Engineer Rodriguez, please explain how you repaired the air recycling system yesterday. Tony looked confused, but began explaining how he had used spare parts from different systems to create a new component. As he spoke, Princess Zara translated his words into the Velanthi language. Then she turned to Lisa. Lieutenant Chun, tell them how you calculated our escape route from the pirates. Lisa explained her navigation techniques, and again Princess Zara translated. Jake realized what the princess was doing. She was showing the Velanthi crew how humans solved problems without help from their machines. These humans face challenges every day that would stop our ships, Princess Zara said to the Velanthi crew. But they do not wait for their machines to provide solutions. They use their own minds, their own creativity, their own courage. Commander Thane's voice was angry. Princess, you are embarrassing yourself and our people. I am showing our people what we have lost, Princess Zara replied. Captain Martinez, will you tell my cousin about your escape from the pirates? Jake stepped forward. Commander Thane, your cousin is one of the bravest people I've ever met. When pirates threatened our ship, she could have called for rescue from your people. Instead, she chose to trust us to find our own solution. Primitive humans cannot defeat modern pirates. We didn't defeat them with weapons, Jake said. We defeated them with intelligence and teamwork. We made them think our ship was going to explode, and we faked our own destruction to escape. There was silence from the Velanthe ship. Finally, Commander Thane spoke, and his voice sounded uncertain. You ... created a deception to escape superior forces? That's right. We used mining charges to create a fake explosion. The pirates thought we were dead, so they left to find other targets. Princess Zara spoke to the Velanthe crew again. Do you understand? These humans faced impossible odds and won through cleverness alone. Their ships did not tell them what to do. They figured it out themselves. Princess, a new Velanthe voice said over the communication channel. How is such independence possible? How do they make decisions without guidance? They discuss problems together, Princess Zara explained. Each person contributes their knowledge and ideas. Then they choose the best solution, even if it is dangerous or uncertain. Jake could hear multiple Velanthe voices now, all talking at once. They sounded confused, but also curious. Commander Thane's voice cut through the chatter. Enough. Princess, you will return to the ship immediately. I will not allow you to corrupt my crew with these dangerous ideas. Princess Zara looked at Jake with determination. Captain, I am making a choice. I choose to continue to Kepler Station. With you. Princess, Commander Thane said urgently, you cannot survive without the neural network. You will become lost and confused without guidance. I have been traveling with these humans for 6 days, Princess Zara replied. I am not lost or confused. I am more alive than I have ever been. Jake stepped up to the communication console. Commander Thane, I want to make you an offer. You are in no position to make offers, human. Hear me out. Your cousin wants to reach Kepler Station to propose an exchange program between our peoples. Why don't you come with us? See for yourself how humans operate. If you're not impressed, you can take her home afterward. Commander Thane was quiet for a long time. Finally, he spoke. You would trust me to observe your primitive methods? Commander, Princess Zara said softly, these humans have taught me that trust. Kepler Station appeared on the main screen like a massive flower blooming in space. The trading hub was built around a small asteroid, with dozens of docking arms extending in all directions. Ships from across the galaxy came here to trade goods. An information Jake had been to Kepler Station many times, but today felt different. The Liberty was escorted by the massive Velanthe warship Nexus Prime, and aboard his cargo vessel was an alien princess who might change the relationship between two civilizations. Kepler Station Control, this is Captain Martinez aboard the UES Liberty, requesting permission to dock, Jake said into his communicator. Liberty, you are cleared for docking Arm 7. Welcome to Kepler Station. As they approached the station, Princess Zara stood beside Jake on the bridge. She had changed into formal Velanthe robes that seemed to shimmer with their own light. Despite the elegant clothing, Jake could see that she was nervous. Having second thoughts? Jake asked quietly. No, Princess Zara replied. But what happens today will affect both our peoples for generations. That is a heavy responsibility. Commander Thane's voice came over the communication system. Princess, the Nexus Prime will dock at the diplomatic section. The Terran Alliance representatives are already waiting. Thank you, cousin. I will see you at the meeting. The docking went smoothly, and soon Jake was walking through Kepler Station's corridors with Princess Zara. The station was always busy, filled with traders, diplomats, and travelers from dozens of different species. But today there seemed to be extra security, and Jake noticed that many people stopped to stare at the Valanthi princes. They reached the diplomatic section, where a human woman in a dark blue uniform was waiting for them. She was tall and confident, with graying hair and sharp eyes. "Princess Zara, I am Admiral Susan Clark, representing the Terran Alliance. Welcome to Kepler Station." Princess Zara inclined her head formally. "Admiral Clark, I am honored to meet you. This is Captain Jake Martinez, who provided transportation. For my journey." Admiral Clark shook Jake's hand. "Captain, I understand you've had quite an adventure getting here." "Just doing our job, Admiral. I hope you'll join us for the meeting. From what I understand, you and your crew have played an important part in this proposal." The meeting room was large and round, with a circular table in the center. Representatives from several human colonies were present, along with Admiral Clark and her staff. Commander Thane arrived with 2 other Valanthi officers, all wearing formal military uniforms that seemed to be made of living metal. Princess Zara stood to address the gathering. "Honored representatives, I come before you with a proposal that could benefit both our civilizations. But first, I must explain why this meeting is necessary." She looked around the room, making eye contact with each person present. "My people, the Valanthi, have achieved great technological advancement. Our ships can cross the galaxy in days. Our medical technology can cure diseases that plague other species, and our knowledge of science extends far beyond what most civilizations possess." Admiral Clark nodded. "Your people's achievements are well known and respected throughout the galaxy. But we have paid a terrible price for these achievements," Princess Zara continued. "In our pursuit of technological perfection, we have given up something precious. We have forgotten how to think for ourselves." Commander Thane shifted uncomfortably in his seat. Jake could see that he was still not completely convinced by his cousin's arguments. "Princess," Zara gestured toward Jake and his crew, who were sitting at the back of the room. "During my journey here, I traveled aboard a human cargo ship. These people showed me something I thought was lost forever. They showed me the power of independent thought, creative problem-solving, and cooperation without technological assistance." She activated a holographic display that showed recordings from the Liberty's journey. The human representatives watched as Tony Rodriguez repaired the air recycling system using spare parts. They saw Lisa Chun navigate through the asteroid field using manual calculations. They witnessed the crew's escape from the Kragan pirates through cleverness and teamwork. These humans faced challenges that would have stopped a Valanthi ship, Princess Zara explained. "Not because we lack the technology to overcome such obstacles, but because we lack the ability to think beyond what our machines tell us to do." Admiral Clark leaned forward. "Princess, what exactly are you proposing?" "I propose an exchange program. Young Valanthi would serve aboard human vessels to learn independence and problem-solving skills. In return, humanity would gain access to our medical technology, scientific knowledge, and defensive capabilities." Commander Thane spoke for the first time. "Admiral, I must point out that such an exchange would expose our people to primitive and dangerous conditions. Human ships are old, unreliable, and lack basic safety systems." Jake stood up. "Commander, with respect, our ships may be old, but they're reliable because we know how to maintain and repair them ourselves. We don't wait for our machines to fix themselves." "Captain Martinez is correct," Princess Zara said. "The challenges of human space travel are exactly what young Valanthi need to experience. They need to learn how to solve problems, make decisions, and work together without technological assistance." Admiral Clark looked thoughtful. "Princess, this is a generous offer. But I have to ask, what does the Valanthi Empire gain from teaching?" Their people to be more like humans? Princess Zara's expression became serious. Admiral, my people are dying. Not physically, but spiritually. We have become passengers in our own civilization. Our ships make our decisions, solve our problems, even choose our emotions for us. If this continues, the Volanthi will cease to exist as a thinking species. The room was quiet for a moment. Then Admiral Clark spoke. Princess, assuming the Terran Alliance agrees to this proposal, how would such an exchange program work? Young. The Volanthi volunteers would be assigned to human ships for 6-month tours. They would serve as regular crew members, learning to operate without neural network assistance. Human volunteers would spend time on Volanthi worlds, studying our medical and scientific techniques. Commander Thane looked uncomfortable. Princess, the High Council will never approve of exposing our people to such primitive conditions. Then we will start with volunteers, Princess Zara replied. Those who choose to participate will do so of their own free will. Suddenly, alarms began blaring throughout the station. Admiral Clark activated her communicator. Control, what's the situation? Admiral, we have 3 Volanthi warships approaching the station. They're demanding the immediate return of Princess Zara. Commander Thane's face went pale. Those will be traditionalist forces. They oppose any change to our current system. Jake felt his stomach drop. How much firepower are we talking about? Enough to destroy the station if they choose to, Commander Thane replied grimly. Princess Zara stood up straighter. I will not allow innocent people to be harmed because of me. Admiral, I will surrender to the traditionalist forces. No, Jake said firmly. We didn't come this far to give up now. Captain, you cannot fight Volanthi warships. We're not going to fight them, Jake replied. We're going to convince them. Admiral Clark looked confused. How? Jake turned to Princess Zara. Princess, you said the traditionalists oppose change because they believe the current system is perfect. What if we could show them that it's not? What do you mean? The pirates who attacked us knew exactly where to find you. Someone told them you were on our ship. That means your supposedly perfect system has security flaws. Princess Zara's eyes widened with understanding. You're right. Only a few people knew about my travel plans. Someone with access to the neural network betrayed that information, too. The pirates. Commander Thane was listening intently. If that's true, it means our network has been compromised. Admiral, Jake said, can your people trace the source of the information leak? We can try. Give me a few minutes. While Admiral Clark's technicians worked, Princess Zara contacted the approaching Volanthi ships. The traditionalist commander appeared on the main screen, a stern-looking Volanthi with elaborate silver markings. Princess Zara, by order of the Fae, High Council, you will return immediately. Your experiments with primitive aliens end now. Commander Valen, Princess Zara replied calmly. Before I return, I have important information about a security breach in our neural network. Impossible. The network is perfectly secure. Admiral Clark stepped forward. Commander, our investigation shows that information about Princess Zara's location was transmitted from a Volanthi source to Kragan pirates 3 days ago. Commander Valen's expression changed. You are lying. The transmission originated from Siand, a neural network node on the Volanthi homeworld. Admiral Clark continued. Someone with high-level access sold the princess's location to pirates. Show me this evidence. Admiral Clark displayed the technical data her team had gathered. Even Jake could see the clear trail of information from Volanthi. Space to the pirate fleet. Commander Valen studied the data for a long time. Finally, he spoke. This is disturbing. If the network has been compromised, then our entire civilization is at risk. Princess Sarah seized the opportunity. Cousin, this is exactly why we need the exchange program. God, we have become so dependent on our technology that we cannot even protect ourselves from simple betrayal